My name is Rigathi. I'm the national speaker of this noble social movement, Bunge La Mwananchi. I just want to contribute on this looming collision between Raila Odinga and the incumbent President William Samoei Ruto. I fully support it. I fully support it for the sake of national unity, for the sake of peace and unity of this country. We must unite. We cannot be a bickering nation. We cannot be a nation full of antagonism and we expect to achieve Vision 2030. Because development cannot be achieved where there is chaos. Development cannot be achieved where people exchange words. One thing I want to emphasize that the government must ensure that service delivery is achieved on time. Because you see the issue of health. We want the issue of health, the SHA, fixed before mid this year. We want agriculture, the provision of subsidy to be given to farmers in our rural areas so that farmers can have a larger produce, We are targeting 11 to 13 million tons of maize this year. So that should be achieved by the Ministry of Agriculture. The issue of vaccination to our livestock must also be enhanced so that we produce quality meat to the external market, to the international market, and also for consumption here back at home. We want service delivery. We want also the issue of education to be fixed. Some schools are still not constructed well, do not have a good infrastructure in the rural Kenya. So that must also be looked on. The issue of industries, the issue of unemployment in this country, these things can only be achieved in a stable environment. So I humbly request Raila Odinga to unite with the president. But that unity should be on only issues of ensuring that issues affecting Kenyans are looked into so that these problems we have, we should not talk about problems again in 2026 because money is there. If thorough audit is done, for instance, I'm very much perplexed by what I heard Kimani Ichung'wah is pushing in Parliament. The Auditor General must be independent so that issue of spending are looked into. We have a lot to be done, and that can only be achieved in a stable environment. So I support that unity. I support that togetherness on condition that the health sector, that the agriculture sector, that the education sector, that the industry sector, and other vital sector towards the growth of this economy are achieved so that this unemployment rate is reduced to a certain percentage by 2030. We have Vision 2030 and we have no time to waste in antagonism. So I urge political elites also from opposition side to oversight the government and ensure that whatever they speak is not does not encompass only propaganda, because propaganda enhance and give ethnicity and disunity a fertile ground. That is my kicker. It's not only horrifying, but utter disrespect, especially towards the families which cannot afford food. I think 20 million is a good money, which even if we bring to Bunge La Mwananchi so that we do civic education and public participation, I think we'll achieve a lot. And many people shall have been employed. 20 million is a lot, especially when you bring it to Bunge La Mwananchi. And that we will be able to even conduct civic education on SHA, civic education on education model, civic education on agriculture, the vaccination, because this issue of vaccinating livestock has really been misinterpreted out there. And yet we want a quality product from this livestock. So 20 million is enough for us. If he brings it in Bunge La Mwananchi or in any other sector, we can use to do a very meaningful thing rather than taking to church. In our country, we have many churches, but why are people still suffering? Yes. Why are people still suffering? And we have many churches. Here in Nairobi, in the west side of Nairobi, we have very few churches. In the eastern side, we have very many churches, but problems are very many in the eastern side. So I don't think churches have lost their meaning. We only have few churches, like the Catholic, the Seventh Day, and the Islam, which can still, but many Protestant churches have really misled the public. So 20 million should have been brought to this noble social movement to enable us do civic education. In church, I think it does not auguring well with the families which cannot put food on top of their table. We are Africans, and in Africa, we have a culture. Let us respect the dead. Even if somebody did bad, me in my culture, we must respect the dead. When somebody dies, let's forgive his sins and let him rest in peace. Yes, family who are grieved, so let us respect their emotions. And as Kenyans, please, let us not put enmity even to death. And this enmity is being perpetuated by political elites. So Kenyans, let us unite and let us wish the family unlimited comfort during these difficult times. Please Kenyans, let us not castigate Chebukati. We are human beings and we do mistake.
Yes.
So let us please, when somebody has died, let us forgive and forget. That is my take on that.